Good evening and welcome to the Schaefer Center here in Waxahachie, Texas, where you are joining us live, about to get into some serious action, volleyball action. The Lady Lions will face off with the Texas Wesleyan Rams. I'm here with my broadcast partner, Devin Webb, and Kristen Urban is down on the court side with Coach Hank Moore. Kristen, what does Coach Moore have to say?
Thanks, Sean. Coach Moore, huge conference rival game against Texas Wesleyan tonight. How did you prepare your girls?
Well, what we did, we watched a lot of film, put in game plans of what we thought would help us to keep everything on our tempo, playing the game that we like to play.
Texas Wesleyan is 5-1 in conference play. What is your strategy to defeat them tonight?
Our strategy is to get the ball to our middles as much as we can, to hold their middles and then let our pin hitters hit. They're a very strong blocking team, probably the best blocking team that we've played all year.
Thanks, Coach Moore. Good luck tonight. Back to you, John and Devin.
Thanks, Kristen. Devin, you probably know better than everyone in this gym what tonight actually means. This is the rivalry of the 287, Highway 287 connector. It's the connection between these two schools. I think it's about 23 miles, very short ride down the road from Fort Worth here to Waxahachie. These two schools have been rivals for a very long time. What does this matchup mean?
So even before I was playing, this rivalry has been extremely strong. So I played here, gosh, it's been 8 years ago. Since even before that.
You are getting old.
What does that make you, though?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Moving on. So anyway, it's been a great rivalry between both teams. A lot of energy on both sides of the court. And John, I was telling you before the broadcast started that the fans at Texas Wesleyan even were part of the competition when we would go play in their house. So there's a long-standing rivalry here, lots of emotion going into tonight's game, and especially with how both teams have done thus far into the season. SAGU has a better record, but as for who Texas Wesleyan has competed against, I really think these teams are neck and neck in as far as talent goes. So it's going to be a great matchup tonight. A lot of fighting for every single point. Lots of strategy. We're going to see a lot of off-speed kind of trickery, if you will, against the defense on both sides of the floor. So a lot of interesting things to watch for in this matchup tonight. And it's going to be a lot of high-energy fun.
I do believe everything you just said. This is a super hype game. It's one of those that, you don't ever want to lose all your games. But it's one of those rivalries that if you lost all your games, as long as you win this one, it's important. So that's it's kind of like Alabama-Auburn. It's kind of like North Carolina State and UNC, or University of Southern Cal and UCLA, or Arkansas and UNT.
Too soon.
My bad. That's an inside joke. Anyway, we're going to take you down courtside right now for the pregame festivities, the prayer, the national anthem, and the starting lineups.
And now, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor God in prayer. We remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem by SAGU student Eddie Perkins. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for this time here. Lord, I pray for these players, Lord, that you protect them from all injury and all harm. I pray, Lord, that you be with us the rest of this night and our drive back home. That you give us all safe travels. Lord, we love you. We thank you. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now the starting lineups for the Lady Rams. At middle blocker, junior number 1, Chastity Brown. At setter, senior number 2, Hannah Altman. Outside hitter, sophomore number 5, Paige Wallace. Middle blocker, senior number 13, Tiara Coverson. At setter, senior number 15, Sasha Robinson. Outside hitter, freshman number 21, Jasmine Creek. And at libero, junior number 10, Brianna Sitton. Head coach of the Lady Rams is Jessica Ransom. And now the starting lineups for your SAGU Lions. Outside hitter, senior number 2, Callie Shaw. Middle hitter right side, junior number 3, Madeline Hartline. At center, junior number 8, Sophia Ivy. Outside hitter, defensive specialist, sophomore number 10, Nikki Oliver. Outside hitter right side, senior number 17, Suzanne Figueroa. Middle hitter right side, freshman number 18, Jancy Akers. And at libero, senior number 7, Seeley Cruz. Head coach for the Lady Lions in his 18th season is Nick Moore. Assistant coach is Nick Moore.
And there you have it, the starting lineups. Both teams are getting ready in their final huddle for set 1, getting all pumped up. Devin, this game is going to be probably about defense and mistakes. We know what the motto of the Lady Lions is to hit it hard and find good places to put it. But it seems that Texas Wesleyan has an incredible defense, and they just kind of wait for you to mess up and make mistakes.
Yeah, I think in this match, it's going to be a lot about playing that clean volleyball that we talk about almost every time on the broadcast, but especially here, the Lady Lions do swing away almost every single time. They've got a lot of powerful hitters, but Texas Wesleyan is going to return that right back with their defense. And we were chatting about stats before the match started, and Texas Wesleyan leads in digs per game. And so that is evidence that obviously they're playing great defense. They're going for everything. So the Lady Lions are going to have to get really creative. And because both teams have such great offense, it's really going to be about making the other team make those mistakes. And we are underway in set number 1 with an unfortunate error by Suzanne, hitting the ball just a little bit long here in set 1 as Texas Wesleyan takes the second serve.
Well, Texas Wesleyan is known always to have a very competitive team. They're never in the bottom half. They're always in the top half. And right now they are tied for the second place. It's a three-way tie between Oklahoma City University, John Brown University, and Texas Wesleyan.
And we've got a little bit of ugly volleyball from both sides of the court there. A hit by the Lady Lions. It looked to be going long, but Texas Wesleyan played it up and now had a little bit of miscommunication, giving SAGU the ball. And those off-speed hits that we've seen several times back-to-back now, that's how the Lady Lions are going to be able to pull away because Texas Wesleyan has such good defense on hard swings. They're going to have to catch them off guard and catch them on their heels, just like they've done with these off-speed hits.
Good defense by Shaw and Akers. And that was in, very close to the line. Great placement from the 10-foot line. Wow, very, very close, right on the line.
And now number 12, Sunny Clark, is back to serve for the Rams. And Sophia Ivy there, you see her in the front row. It's a great benefit of the Lions running that 5-1 rotation. When she's in the front row and gets a bad pass, she has a lot more options because she's able to jump in front of that 10-foot line. So you saw that there. Even though she wasn't able to make contact with her left hand, she got her right hand up in time to keep the ball in play.
No one going after that. Easy, easy kill, Texas Wesleyan. Kelly Shaw with a big hit. Good save though. Hannah Altman. Slide play, Madeline Hartline. Good defense. And that was hit a little bit long. Looked like it was number 21, Jasmine Creek. Sophie Ivy delivering the service. Big block.
Looked like a missed call there.
Yeah,
the ball went outside of the antenna.
Looked like it went over the umpire's, the referee's head. Long volley. Lots of touches. Slide play goes short. That was Chestney Brown.
If you notice in that rally how many free balls were sent over here in set number 1 as both teams are kind of getting warmed up, that might work. But as you see both teams kind of gel better together and get in their rhythm, those free balls are not going to work anymore because both of these teams have such strong offense. And another questionable call. We've got that line judge calling that in, but I think it was overruled for a Texas Wesleyan ball.
Indeed it was.
And we're going to contest it here on the side of SAGU.
Let's see if, I don't know if we have the replay on that. The Coach Moore said the line judge calls it in. It's going to be interesting. It was very debatable. Oh yeah, that was way out. Good call by R1. And that was a happy birthday given to Jasmine Creek.
So the only difference there, if Ivy would have gone up with both hands and attempted to set the ball, then Texas Wesleyan would have been called in violation as over the net. But because Ivy hadn't gone and made that attempt, it's a clean ball.
Woo! Bringing the heat already A little bit of jalapeno sauce early in the match from Callie Shaw.
It's great execution. Even though Texas Wesleyan didn't send that ball technically over as a free ball, that attack was so high that Celie Bruce was able to convert it like a free ball and get a quick pass to the setter, making for a great offensive play by Hartline.
Hartline, Mealer, not enough. Great hit by Creek. Gets the deflection out of bounds. Mealer with a little drop shot in the middle. Not enough. Mistimed jump resulting in a mistimed hit. That was Paige Wallace.
And a mistake like that is not something you're used to seeing from a team like Texas Wesleyan. They've got a lot of good stats on their board, so that was obviously just a fluke, if you will, and something hopefully we won't see from them as we go throughout the match.
Good dig, Ashlyn Thomas. Thomas over with the free ball. Slide play, well executed. Number 7, Dana Lorick.
Sounds good to me. And that's a great example, John, of why you don't want to send a free ball over. The team has had a couple more points to warm up and get in their rhythm, like I mentioned. So they're going to convert free balls like that on both sides. So really, you're going to have to be extremely strategic if you have an out-of-system ball.
That was touched by Jancy Akers. Went back over, but hit the antenna. Ruled out of bounds. A quick set again to Jancy Akers. Now to Susani. No good. Texas Wesleyan defense. Very good.
And almost as important as a good dig from the back row is going to be the coverage on both sides during a block. And that's a great example of why right there, when you've got a strong defense on the front line, great hit there by Mealer, utilizing the one block she had coming from the right side. But as we see these strong blocks on the front line, the coverage by all of the other 5 players outside of that one person hitting, the coverage is going to be extremely important as we see the block strengthen throughout the set. It's a great example of covering yourself right there. Akers was able to recover.
She is a very good freshman, doing a lot of great things.
And Ivy there with an attempted dump.
Good block by Ivy again. Celie Bruce getting quick so Ivy can stay in the setting position. Big time hit, Susani. Knocks it back. Oh, actually, Lady Lions take the lead, 11-10. Great hit. A little lack of communication there, you could tell.
If I'm not mistaken, she just aced the libero.
No, well, 15 picked it up. I think the libero wanted it.
Yes, miscommunication.
Yeah, Sasha Robinson knew she shouldn't have taken that. She admitted to it right away. Back line, Nikki Almaguer with a good hit, but even better hit from Tierra Comerson.
So you notice here, Jancy Akers is up by herself to block. Anytime you've only got a single block when you're hitting from the middle, you want to do the same thing that you would hit from the back row, is going corner to corner. You don't ever want to hit directly into the block. So great placement there by Texas Wesleyan.
Ooh, just excellent defense. The defensive wall at the net for Texas Wesleyan tonight just seems to be so strong and almost impenetrable. Nikki Almaguer looked a little awkward trying to dig that out. That was a simple dig. Something went a little bit wonky with that.
Looked like she backed her body up just a little too much. When you're passing a serve, you want to have your shoulders square and your arms directly out in front of your body, and it looked like she second-guessed herself and hit the ball at the wrong spot, losing control.
Jancy Akers, do they call that a kill, or is a kill with error, or just an error? She hit it in, but there was like 2 hits after.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be a kill for her as long as there's more than one contact on the ball. It goes as an error for the other team. But
it was a great hit, and it caused the defense not to pick it up.
Right.
Big hit by Suzanne Figueiredo. Wow, that slide play is just working wonders for Tiara Coverson.
And what Coach Moore will have to do if they keep drilling down that side, he's going to have to adjust his block and his defense, because right now they've got a setup where our outside, in that case it was Shaw, is trying to take most of that block herself, but obviously that slide play is going to need some more defense.
And Coach Moore comes back with a slide play of his own and saying, tit for tat. If you can do the slide play, we can do it better. These teams look a lot alike in a lot of ways. Front lines look very similar. They rotate similarly. Wow! We usually don't see the Callie Shaw Ghost Pepper until about the 3rd set. Kicking it off in the 1st set. That was some heat. Good blocking, kind of a good pickup. It just went to where no one was, and Hannah Altman could not get there.
And again, the Lady Lions are just going to have to keep sending those off-speed balls over. We've seen a lot of the points scored here in set number 1 by the Lady Lions have been with at least 2 Texas Wesleyan players on the floor. And the reasoning for that is they're placing the ball in a perfect spot where maybe there's not necessarily nobody there, but it's right in between 2 defenders, causing that miscommunication, or it's just a little bit in front of where a defender is used to taking a ball. And all of that placement is very strategic on SAGU's part. It's not just an accident. They're trying to catch off the Rams defense, and you've seen time and time again with those players falling, going for the ball, it's working over and over. So we'll continue to see that, and as long as Texas Wesleyan has such a strong block at the front line, we're going to have to continue sending off-speed balls like that, because early on in this set you saw Callie Shaw get stuff blocked a couple of times, and that's something we don't see very often. So now she's changing up her location, hitting the ball down the line with that great kill we saw right before this timeout, and a lot of roll shots to the middle of the floor. So this is a game where it's going to be extra important not to care so much about me looking good, swinging the ball so hard, but instead it's more important to have good placement.
There you have it, the expert analysis from Devin Webb. Bruce, Callie Shaw, big hit, but good dig. And was that actually 4 hits, or was that it looked like it came back down off of Callie Shaw blocking it back down?
Yeah, I think I always raise my hands a little too quickly. I get
that's
a little,
okay.
get a little aggressive.
I got to pay attention to that, though. You're right 99% of the time.
We just won't talk about that 1%.
Boom! The freshman, Alexis Mealer, doing work. finding the open. Oh, just a beautiful right. It was long, but right in front of the line, perfectly placed. Great set. Callie Shaw reading it perfectly, hitting it, big swing, but knowing that if she hits the hands, it's going to deflect off.
And if you've noticed the score now, Lady Lions are up 20-14. Texas Wesleyan has already called a timeout in an attempt to ice the team and get the momentum back on their side. A great kill block there by Mueller and Hartline, perfectly set by Hartline in the middle of the court. But if you've noticed how the play has gone, Texas Wesleyan has been making errors. There haven't been really any aggressive swings from the Rams. It's been the Lady Lions playing consistent, setting their block, and right there's a good example of they're going to have to do something different because they're making a lot of errors when the Lady Lions are sending great offensive plays.
Great decision by Hannah Altman right there. She noticed it and then executed. It's what they needed.
Little miscommunication there. Not sure who was supposed to take that ball. Good hustle.
Look at this! Oh! Can you say? Huge effort! Look at this!
And that will go in the books as a kill for Suzanne.
Suzanne, well, for that effort, give her a double A plus kill. Different type of swing. Those are one of those amazing plays. I hope we could see that again. That was a lot of fun to watch. But you know who really set that up and kept it going? Alexis Mueller. Watching this effort on the second hit. Look at this. One-handed. Kept it alive. And then Suzanne does not give up on it. With a little bit of luck, just barely gets it over.
And that is why you play until the whistle blows. You never give up on a ball. And you saw all the teammates giving 100% there. And that's why it's so important when you have a ball shanked like that. The strategy in the game is to always follow the player that's reaching for the ball. So you had Alexis Mueller diving, and Suzanne knew to follow her because as you're diving for the ball, you're not going to have a lot of control of where you send it. You're just trying to keep it up in the air. So Suzanne knows, okay, I've got to follow Alexis so I can get there close enough to make a play, and it's a great example as we have a double contact here called on Texas Wesleyan.
I don't want to speak too early. You know, it's not good to speak out of turn, but I will just say, at least with the information we have now, plays like that, that is why the Lady Lions are #1 in the conference and undefeated. They are, it's just a different level of hustle and focus. Oh, I think that was an inverted whistle.
So that call right there is a valid one. It's a back row, that signal that the referee made with her arm. That means the setter was back row in the lineup, but jumped and played above the plane of the net. So you saw Madeline Hartline on the Lady Lions side up there to block. Because she went up and blocked, the setter attempted to send the ball over. If Texas Wesleyan setter had only been trying to set it up on her side of the floor, it would have been a legal play. But because she was attempting an attack to go over, it then becomes illegal because she is back row in the lineup on paper.
Well, that's hard for novices like myself. Probably a lot of the average fans out there watching to know and see in the play like that. And initially, I thought she was going to call Madeline Hartline for being over the net.
Right, and if the setter had, again, tried to go up with two hands and set the ball and make a play on her side, then she would have been called over the net. But Madeline Hartline was attempting to block an attack. So if you're a novice, if we've got some novices on the air watching, just got a little job security for me, explaining things like that. And those calls don't happen very often, especially at the collegiate level, because they have the players have such good knowledge of where they are in the lineup. Because as you notice, we've got lots of rotation and moving on the floor, so you're not always in the spot on lineup that you are in play, but the maturity helps.
Well, if you haven't gotten to know the Lady Lions, we want to introduce you to all of them. We have a special video presentation so you can meet them, meet the Lady Lions right now.
Ashlyn Thomas, Grapevine Faith Christian High School, Euless, Texas, Defensive Specialist. Callie Shaw, Dulles High School, Meadows Place, Texas, Outside Hitter.
Madeline Hartline, Gateway College Prep, Round Rock, Texas, Middle and Outside Hitter.
Alexis Mueller, Newman Academy, Arlington, Texas, Outside and Middle Hitter.
Molly McBride, Midlothian High School, Midlothian, Texas, Middle and Outside Hitter.
Brittany Soloby, Calvary Christian Academy, Fort Worth, Texas, Defensive Specialist.
Sealy Bruce, Waxahachie High School, Waxahachie, Texas, Libero.
Sophia Ivy, Round Rock Christian Academy, Round Rock, Texas, Setter.
Katie Gann, Maypearl High School, Maypearl, Texas, Setter.
Nikki Almaguer, Waxahachie High School, Waxahachie, Texas, Outside Hitter and Defensive Specialist.
Jamie Gaypart, Newman Academy, Grand Prairie, Texas, Outside Right Side Hitter.
Kennedy Wiley, Red Oak High School, Red Oak, Texas, Outside Hitter.
Suzanne Figueiredo, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Outside Right Side Hitter.
Jancy Akers, Foster High School, Rosenberg, Texas, Middle and Right Side Hitter.
Nick Moore, Assistant Coach, SAGU Volleyball.
Hank Moore, Head Coach, SAGU Volleyball.
Lovely young ladies of the SAGU Lions volleyball team, getting a lot of accolades of recent just dominating players of the week, and they've given them so much lately that I think they've just decided to, okay, it's the Lady Lions, we know they're good, but we got to give some awards to other people too. So it was kind of funny when we saw, because they had such a great weekend and week last week as well, just keeping the winning train rolling. Great defense, Nikki Almaguer. Oh, just a little wide. Callie Shaw.
Right there, you saw Ivy attempt to send that second ball over the net. She knew it was going to be a little bit tight, so she tried to punch it over, and unfortunately, the net blocked her.
Oh, good defense. Great dig. Callie Shaw just trying to keep it in play. Gets it over. Sealy Bruce. High roll shot from Suzanne. Now, Jancy Akers sees the opportunity. Well dug out. Sealy Bruce doing work. Jasmine Creek with a big swing. Callie Shaw with another unforced error.
And that's two errors by Callie Shaw that we don't see often, especially from the back row. She's such a consistent back row hitter. We saw a lot of hustle from Nikki Almaguer, and then Shaw hit that ball wide. And then right there, a long rally, lots of great things happening, ended on a hitting error. That's a rookie error that you typically see from a younger player. So it may just be taking Shaw a little bit longer to get warmed up tonight.
Well, she's warm. She's just making a couple mistakes, but she already delivered a couple ghost pepper deliveries.
And there she is. Like you said, she is warm. It's a great swing, great use of the block there by Shaw.
You better believe it. She is the NAIA #1 kills getter. Big hit. Well defended. Oh, Madeline Hardline. And there you go. Callie Shaw delivering a deadly. Wow. Man, that's fast.
You can't really see it from that angle on the replay, but there was an ever so small hole in that block, and Shaw saw that as soon as she went up and perfectly placed that there in the middle of the court. Great execution. A strong tip by Madeline Hartline. And unfortunately, a little bit of mistake there on the block. Blocking is such a difficult thing because you've got to move your feet to the right spot. You've got to set your feet before you jump. You have to make sure your hands and your arms are firm and ready to take the impact of the ball. And any one of those parts missing, and you have an easier time for the other team to score. Good defense there by Ivy. And Shaw sends it deep down the line for another Lady Lions point.
And I'm looking through the NAIA polls. They were just released not too long ago, just about an hour ago. And your Lady Lions have moved from 27 to 26. A little bit of a snub there considering all the top teams that they have beaten. There's a lot of 2-loss teams. There's even a 6-loss team at number 20. Who's doing these polls? Better recognize. Big hit. I guess polls don't mean anything as long as you keep winning. Rank us last. Who cares?
Just look at the scoreboard, I guess.
Just look at the scoreboard. Good hit. Right up the middle. A little something different from Texas Wesleyan there. That was Paige Wallace. Credit with the kill. Oh, great reaction by Callie Shaw right there. What a great front line that is defensively. Hartline, Callie Shaw. Oh, a little bit too high on the set. Hannah Altman just a little bit off on that. She doesn't make many mistakes, so it's kind of a rare error.
And you saw there every attempt of hang time in the air trying to send that ball over, and that's how you know it was a setting mistake. The hitters, especially on quick plays like that, you get the chemistry worked out between you and your setter, and that should have been a double contact there. Looks like the referee didn't quite see that. But the Lady Lions are going to make up for it there with a great swing.
Alexis Mueller, really a great hitter to be a freshman. Her timing is very, very good. She's got great vertical. She's going to be a good player for Coach Moore in the future.
Scrappy play there.
They lost vision. It was a good hit. I believe that was number 13. No, number 1. Chastity Brown. Figueroa.
A strong block there by Texas Wesleyan, and Bruce was in position to cover that ball, but it just came a little higher than she was expecting. So you could see there she just threw her arm up, trying to pass with her hands at the last minute, unable to do so. Great tip there by Hartline, straight over the block. It's such a beautiful thing to see when you make that tip and all 6 players are falling to the ground trying to cover. That's what you want to see.
That was beautiful. Great recognition by Madeline Hartline.
Suzanne called in the net there. That's a dangerous play. She went for that tight set, trying to keep it in play. That always gets tricky trying to stay out of the net.
Bruce with a great dig. Ooh, looked to be on the line, and it was confirmed by R2. Point, your Lady Lions. Nikki Almaguer back to do the service business.
Great dig by Bruce, falling down, keeping the ball perfectly in play, and a strong back row attack by Almaguer, something we're extremely familiar with seeing from her for the Lady Lions to take a 2-point lead in set number 2.
Celie Bruce is focused tonight. I mean, focused. She's always good, but she is in a different zone tonight. Little tag team work by Callie Shaw and Nikki Almaguer. A weak hit, well, or I should say a good hit, weakened by the net. I believe that was number 1, Chastity Brown.
And the net helped the placement of that ball a little bit too.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was great. Worked out really well. It's a very tight score right now. Texas Wesleyan keeping it very close. Oh, she saw that. Looked like they're protected. They've been scouting Suzanne, and they're protecting that sideline a little better than maybe the last 2 opponents that have come in.
We saw a really unfortunate miscommunication there between Ivy and Shaw. The ball fell right in between both of them, which of course was the offensive goal.
Slide. That was a good call. Looked like an audible being called by Dana Lork. Oh my. Great recognition. Sophie Ivy to create the save there. Not much else for her to do. Oh no, in the net. Suzanne disgusted with herself. Going to try to shake this one off.
We've seen a couple unfortunate unforced errors on the Lady Lions side. That one ball that fell in between Shaw and Ivy is a great example, and then Suzanne hitting that ball in the net. And at this point in the set, we're going to have to clean that up, which great there, great cleanup there. Placement of the ball, not necessarily a hard swing, but again, that doesn't always matter. You want to have a good placement. If you can't get a great rotation on the ball, if you can't get your body right where it needs to be, then sending an off-speed ball to the right place is what you need to do.
Well, Jancy Akers is the master of the off-speed ball. She gets a lot of points, a lot of kills that way. That was long by Celie Bruce.
And Ivy there.
Wow.
Perfect execution of being on the front row. She's going to be spending a lot of time in practices strengthening that left hand, because you'll notice she's not a left-handed player, but she goes up with such confidence with that left hand because of being a front row setter.
Yeah.
So that's a great example of why you want to have a strong left hand, really strong tip going up against a double block.
And we've seen her do that a lot this year. Sophie Ivy with the dig. Bruce with the set to Callie Shaw. And wow! Great hit. Great block.
You see a similar strategy there by Wesleyan, going up left hand, attempting to go against a double block that the Lady Lions had set up, and unfortunately for the Rams, they were unsuccessful in executing that play. But having both setters play on the front row, that really keeps the defense on their toes.
They were in the same place, almost exact same place last set when they called their first timeout. I believe it was 17-14 in the last set. It's 18-14. Coach Priscilla Morgan calling another timeout, urging her team to fight as hard as they can, encouraging them in that it's not over. We can win this. We can pull it off. We have to play good volleyball, though. Good, technical, fundamental volleyball. I've been alerted that Uncle Rick and Uncle Jack, Uncle Rick's from Florida, Uncle Jack is from Georgia, are watching the broadcast tonight. They are the relatives of Coach Hank Moore. We want to send a super duper shout out from the bench. Coach Hank Moore, Coach Nick Moore. And they said their niece, Katie and Peyton, are from Ohio, are watching. Shout out, family. We love you. Great hit, but better dig. Silly Bruce with a little tomato paste. No sting, no salsa on that. Just, and I know you don't like this word, but she dinked it over.
And that's what you want to see after a timeout by Texas Wesleyan. You want to get that point back, even if it's not on a missed serve. The momentum that happens after a point gained after a timeout is huge. And so Texas Wesleyan is celebrating here until that moment when the momentum shifts back over to SAGU's side. But if you're able to take away a point right after a timeout, that's the goal of a timeout, to get the other team off their game a little bit. So we saw that happen for Texas Wesleyan in that 1 point.
And that was off the defense there. I got caught watching too, but that was hard to really tell if it was the net or the defense. I think there was a little bit of question. Oh, very well hit. Very well hit.
And now the Lady Lions have gotten to that 20-point mark first before Texas Wesleyan was able to. So, of course, the fight is even stronger now on Texas Wesleyan's side, trying to catch up as the set is coming closer and closer to an end. They're really trying to have strong strategy. We've got a net violation on number 1, Texas Wesleyan. So, perfect example there of an unforced error that you just can't afford to make.
Yeah.
That's just as bad as a missed serve, honestly.
That and the R2 was really paying attention there. I didn't see it. Ooh, almost a collision. That could have been real ugly. Wow. She just strikes the ball so well.
Really strong swing there. Texas Wesleyan block, you'll notice, just set a little bit too far off the net. They've got that big gap that's noticeable on the screen in between the net and the two blockers. That's what you never want to see. You want to penetrate the net as much as you can without having a net violation, of course. And Jancy Akers there with a huge point here in set number 2. And that was a really great swing, good contact made with the ball. And we're, like we mentioned before, Akers is kind of known for her off speed more often than a strong swing. But right there, perfectly timed with Ivy's set. Beautiful execution to the corner of the floor.
You can see this again. To be a freshman, she has just worked out that timing with Ivy so well. The chemistry just gets better each game. But she has a high conversion ratio. She doesn't make very many errors, and as much as they are off speed, they just go to the ground. And hard to handle by the defense. And that's saying something, because Texas Wesleyan has one of the best defenses in this conference. They seem a little bit off tonight, not quite as crisp as you would expect them to be, but make no mistake about it, these young ladies have a fantastic sense of defense. They're ranked number 5 in the nation in digs per game. They are very good at what they do.
And right here for Almaguer, this is a big serve for her. Obviously, the Rams call a timeout to ice her, and that's all you want right there. Perfect serve, over and in, keeping the ball in play. You saw Bruce there disappointed. As soon as she fell down to the ground, she knew the ball was in bounds. Just fell a little too soon. Coach Moore really coaches the importance of moving your feet before you fall down. It looks cooler to fall down to some people, but he wants you to move your feet and run through the ball. And Bruce knew as soon as she fell that it was too soon.
Oh. Jancy Akers was stopped on her first hit there. Great recognition by Dana Lork. Good block. Celie Bruce gets it. Free ball over, but well struck by Sophie Ivy. It's going to have to be another free ball. Free ball by Texas Wesleyan. Easy swing, but very accurate by Suzanne Figueiredo. Wow, Sophie Ivy has just improved so much in the last year. Her footwork is so much better.
She's got a lot more hustle than we've seen in the past, which is huge. We've got a pretty good passing team for the Lady Lions, but even when you've got, even the best passing teams are going to have some out-of-system plays. And Ivy has shown great improvement in hustling to the ball, getting her feet there in time to give enough options for the offense to run something competitive, which is a huge advantage for them.
Yeah. And we see the other freshman sensation, Kennedy Wiley, not fully dressed out today, but supporting her team on the bench. Looked like she had a knee problem, and she could really contribute to this team as well. A lot of weapons. Coach Moore has assimilated this year, and some fantastic freshmen. Just can't say enough good things about the gel between the upperclassmen and the lowerclassmen, if that's a thing. The underclassmen, that's what they call it, not the lowerclassmen. Oops. The underclassmen, well, that chemistry has been fantastic this year. You got to attribute that to Coach Hank Moore and Coach Nick Moore. There you see a volleyball score update. Southwestern Christian University against MAC-U tonight. And the Eagles are up 1-0. No surprise. They have come in here recently and gave your Lady Lions their first real fifth set match. It was quite awesome. It was a nail biter right to the end. Those young ladies are very good and may be easily overlooked because they have lost 3 very, very close games. You see they're 2-4 in the conference, but 3 of those 4 losses went to fifth sets, and they just barely lost them. So they could easily have been 5-1.
Now, if you're Texas Wesleyan in this timing in between sets 2 and 3, more than likely, as a coach, I would be evaluating my entire strategy for offense because they just have not been able to get on a run with points. They have opportunities for a point run, if you will, with a couple of silly mistakes that we saw on the Lady Lions side. And if you're a competitive team, when you have a team that you're playing against that is bringing their A game, you've got to take advantage of any mistake and try and get on a run when a ball is freely given to you. So you have witnessed that not happen for Texas Wesleyan. So they're going to really have to evaluate their strategy, figure out what works against the Lady Lions defense, both front and back row, because we've seen a lot of strong blocks, but great digs too, especially from Bruce and Almaguer on that back row. So the Rams are going to have to reevaluate and figure out something that works in set number 3 if they're going to have a chance to take this to 5 for a potential win.
Well, this is the set to do it, like you said. So we fully expect to see the best that Texas Wesleyan has to give tonight. Coming up, if you're a Lady Rams fan, we know that you're really hoping for that typical Lady Rams volleyball that you're used to seeing. This is a very, very good team. As well as the Lady Lions have not handled a 2-0 lead very well. They've dropped that third set several times in the recent history.
Strong start there by Akers. Another perfectly timed hit and set between Ivy and Akers.
And just look, watch it the way she hits it.
You notice how fluid it feels.
Yep.
With her going up, bringing her arm up to swing right as Ivy releases a ball. Perfect execution.
Look at that! Almost! Incredible. Great effort. What a great reaction. Nikki Almaguer. Now that's the Nikki Almaguer we're used to seeing from the 10-foot line. Ooh! Not too long, but just a little too wide. It was a great hit by Akers.
Just barely wide.
Woo! I would never want to be in front of that.
I was waiting for which pepper that was.
She's getting close to Carolina Reaper. I mean, it's getting close. Oh, silly Bruce with another long service error.
And this is a great opportunity, like I was talking about, for the Lady Rams. An unforced error by SAGU that we're not used to seeing. And now the Rams have a 3-2 lead. This is when they need to take advantage of an error like that and press on.
free ball. Suzanne smartly lets it go. Was ready to hit it, realized where she was, and then pulls away at the last second. Philly Bruce with a great dig. 10-foot line delivery from Suzanne. A lot of good defense in this rally. Two liberos just having great games defensively. Oh, she recognized out of position. She had more room.
You can see on this replay how the Lady Lions defense is sucked so far in.
Yep.
It's a great look by the Lady Rams to push that ball deep.
Big hit. Even better defense. To knot it up at 4. Both teams just playing outstanding defense already. Oh, missed communication there by Christine Brown. But it not a good set.
When you've got an out-of-system play like that, the setter really only has 2 options, to go outside or to a back row player. Great defense there by Shaw, keeping the ball in play. So by the Lady Rams, you have a small mistake there. You've got to have an outside hitter ready to go.
Oh, great defense, Callie Shaw.
A good push by Mueller.
Mueller defensively covers. A little bit of a broken play. Mueller tries real hard with a big swing. Well covered by the Texas Wesleyan defense.
And especially from a libero, that free ball going out of bounds is a mistake you really can't afford to make. The best passer on the floor should be able to make that easy play, and unfortunately that free ball goes out of bounds for the Lady Rams. Awesome cover there by Ivy in the right place at the right time. Back at Alexis Mueller. Great rally here going on.
Mueller playing like a senior. Oh, great recognition there. I believe that was number 15, Sasha Robinson.
After such a strong rally like that, what a huge bummer to have a miss serve.
Yeah, really is. Great hit.
That's one of those you just want to salute.
Yep, it was very, very good, well placed. That's the name we haven't mentioned tonight, Naomi Tanaka. Well done, young lady.
serving Nikki Almager.
The net helped her out a little bit on that one. It looks like the Lady Lions defense would have been in place. We've got a block there, good defensive position. But again, when you have a ball that hits the net like that, it's really unpredictable where it's going to fall on the floor, working in the Rams' favor there.
It was a good hit, though. Good defense, Jancy Akers. Oh, Jancy Akers playing lights out defense. Boom!
You could tell Suzanne was ready for that rally to be over.
She really was. So let me just end it right now. Big hit. It's got to be a little intimidating.
And as the Lady Lions are, you can tell they're getting more and more aggressive with their swings here. An unfortunate service error there by Suzanne. But we've seen a lot more aggressive swings from a lot of the Lady Lions players. Akers is having great timing with Ivy, putting the ball away. Shaw, no surprise there. Suzanne, great placement on her swings. But you can tell they're ready to finish this game. They're wanting to play aggressive. They're not playing afraid, which is why they're able to execute these great swings.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Level of, okay, double contact there on the Lady Lions. But that came at her really fast, so she had to react.
Yeah, sometimes your only option is to throw your hands up and try and protect yourself.
Yep.
So she did all she could there.
Just a little too much. I think she was trying to get it over, anticipating the defensive wall to be more than it was.
And as we have a service error by the Lady Rams, I'm sure what SAGU is thinking right now, okay, we have a 2-point lead. We've got 2 sets up to 0. We need to take advantage of this mistake here and really pull away with a strong lead here.
Celia Bruce making sure that one didn't go long. Nikki Almager, a little frustrated with herself, saw an opening in the middle and hit it in the net.
And that was a perfectly, smoothly executed play. Perfect pass by Nikki Almager. We're used to seeing that by her. A smooth set by Ivy. Heartline was there right in the perfect time. And when you have all 3 of those together, you can see in that replay what a beautiful play that brings.
Wow. Zanny with the Save. Great recognition again by Tiara Coverson. She's done that several times tonight. Very good at it.
Those aggressive tips deep to the corners are really difficult to make. You've got to have a really strong hand, and you have to be able to approach the ball in a way that you're not going to get called a throw, which means you can't be too far underneath. So you've really got to watch where your hand touches the ball. A lot of things going on in that play. You saw her face there. That swing by Shaw caught her a little bit off guard as she tried to dig that out.
Yeah. Deflected out of bounds. Point. SAGU. Kelly Shaw to serve. Good recognition there by Chastity Brown. Seeing that the defense got sucked up close to the net. She went long with it, and it paid off. Wow, big hit. Not going to get that one. Suzanne Figueiredo breaking forearms.
Strong cross-court shot there. Ivy just sucked a little too far in on defense. You see, she never made it out to all the way to the sideline. And in volleyball, you talk about your base position, your home base, if you will. You want to be at the tee if you're playing right back, right where the sideline and the 10-foot line meet every time before you play defense. And right there, you saw Ivy got caught on her heels, not getting out to that spot.
Alexis Mueller with a great shot here. Having to adjust in the air, or not a great set, but got the best of it and deflected out of bounds. Uh-oh. That was a little long. Looked like that set was not, it was not too bad. Just not where Chastity Brown wanted it. Maybe a little low. She was way up in the air.
That's the hardest part about that chemistry that we've talked about between a setter and her hitters. You've really got to have that chemistry worked out perfectly. And if not, the sign of an extremely mature hitter, no matter how bad the set is, your responsibility is to keep the ball in play. And so that's something that a lot of coaches will focus on in practice times, is hitters working on out-of-system sets. So obviously, you know, a good hitter is going to be able to hit a good set. That's the easy part of the game. But when you have an out-of-system set like that, something that came off the hands a little weird, or the setter was running in the opposite direction trying to set a certain play, you've got to be able to convert that set, no matter what it looks like, into a competitive offensive play.
True that, Mrs. Webb. And again, I just wanted to say, Katie and Peyton, you're sitting there in Ohio right now. One thing you don't have to wonder is if your Uncle Hank loves you. He sends his love to his nieces. Oh, very well hit, just not in bounds. This is a very well struck ball. Wow. She went around it.
You see that her arm swung across her body, and that's any replay you watch, that's a dead giveaway of a ball that's going to go out of bounds.
Jancy Akers now bringing some heat. Got to be a free ball. Set back to Suzanne. Great. Oh! That was great defense by the Lady Rams. Look at that block. Made it hard to handle for the Lady Lions. They've made up 2 points. Akers gets blocked. Only a 1-point differential, and the Lady Rams have the service.
If you're Coach Moore in this instance, the Lady Lions haven't been down. Great placement there by Suzanne. Another roll shot. Smiley play. She looks at the floor, sees that opening. No defensive players in that back corner. Perfect placement by that roll shot. But if you're Coach Moore, there hasn't been any point of a set where they've been down as a team point-wise. So if there's any opportunity for the Lady Rams to pull ahead, Coach Moore does still have his 2 timeouts so he can take advantage of.
It's 2017. Lady Lions serving. Good hit. I think Rule did hit the antenna. Very close. She, hit the antenna first. She was trying to squeeze it in between the antenna and the blockers. It would have been an awesome shot if not for that pesky net pole.
Always getting in the way.
There he is, one of the best coaches in the nation. Not just a strategist on the court, but just takes time to pastor these young ladies and pour into them just a lot of good things other than volleyball. You would know that, Devin.
I still keep in touch with Coach Moore after all these years, and I know several of my teammates that I played with come back still and watch even this many years later, and keep in touch with Coach Moore. He does what you said. He pours his heart and soul into not only the sport but into each individual team player, and that just truly is what sets him apart as a coach.
Absolutely, and recently he just baptized 3 or 4 of these young ladies at their local church that they attend, and I saw the pictures. That was kind of a tearjerker. Wow, you don't see that too many times. What a guy. Boom! Somebody check that ball for the correct air pressure. I think Callie Shaw just demolished it. And Dana Lark. A little frustrated with herself there. Knew she shouldn't have hit that because it was on its way out of bounds.
Lucky serve there for Bruce.
Armageddon with a shank. 23-19. Coach Priscilla Morgan urging her Lady Rams, do not quit.
Smart push there by Almaguer. Looking at the very last minute. Great example there of thinking on your feet.
Now she was in front of the 10-foot line. Was that all she could do?
Yeah, she can't jump because she's a back row player, but you saw her take her entire body and push it into that power of sending the ball deep corner. As we are set match point.
That point goes to the Lady Rams. It's 24-20. Lady Rams desperately hoping for some good things to happen right here. Good serve. Madeline Hartline with the game set match point once again. I think that's 3 in a row for her.
A lot of excitement here in the gym tonight, especially on a great swing like that to finish a match. We can see the increased fan base for the Lady Lions. Lots of excitement from everyone here. They know what's at stake, especially against Texas Wesleyan. But obviously with the record like the Lady Lions have this season, word is spreading across campus. We see more and more people coming into the gym for each match, following us on social media, listening to the games here on the broadcast. A lot of increased fans here for the Lady Lions, which has got to be a good feeling for them.
Oh, absolutely. When you're 14-1, the good word gets out. A lot of people like to see winners, see what greatness looks like. This is a great team. The word is yet to get to the NAIA Raiders. Only moving up one position in the top 25 poll. They are ranked number 26, and previously, 2 weeks before that, they were ranked 27. That's kind of a shame, but hey, look, you know, you'll live with a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. They say don't poke the bull. Well, this bull's coming for it. It's one of the best teams in the nation. 14-1. Really only 2 teams in the nation that have a better record, and that's Park out of Missouri and Grandview out of Iowa, both sitting undefeated, and everyone else. A few one-loss records, but not with 14 wins. Then a lot of 2-loss, 3-loss, 4-loss. Just a shame, Devin. But we're going to go down courtside right now with our own Kristen Urban. She's courtside with, looks like Sophia Ivy, the setter, the legendary setter for the Lady Lions. Here you go. What has Sophie got to say?
Thanks, John. Sophia, you brought down a huge rival tonight. How were you able to accomplish this?
Well, it was just our hard work, teamwork out there. I love my teammates, and it's just putting the ball up, they put it down, and then that's easy. So, yep.
Thanks, Sophia, and congratulations. Back to you, John and Devin.
All right. Thank you, Sophie. Or Sophia Ivy, we should call her. She did a really, really good job tonight, Devin. The execution was just off the charts tonight. And there you have it, your volleyball standings for the Sooner Athletic Conference. SAGU still sitting comfortably at the top, 7-0. That's right, 100%. 100%. No losses in the conference. Still have a few more games to play in the first round. This is a round robin type conference play, so they will play everyone twice. They have played the tough teams, the toughest of the conference at home so far. But 7-0 is very impressive, right, Devin?
Yeah, and you can just see in all of these games that we've been able to call, their level of play has increased each and every time. And that, you know, is to be expected when you've got such a strong team. The more they play together, the more they gel. You get more comfortable with your teammates. You trust that they're going to be there to back you up on defense. And the cycle just continues, and you get stronger and stronger. And you can tell the trust that this team has in each other and in their coaching staff, which is a recipe for success. We're only going to see it go up from here.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your SAGU Lady Lions win yet another one. It's good to broadcast winning games. I can tell you that from we've had a few losses that we've had to broadcast in the past. Not this year. So far, it's just been lights out, and this is very fun. Very, very, very fun. And if you're a SAGU Lady Lions fan, we know that you are rejoicing with these young ladies as they are playing their hearts out. And it is just a pleasure to watch. But that's it for tonight. You can watch the Lady Lions play John Brown University this Saturday at 1 p.m. Do not miss it. John Brown is going to bring an excellent team to Waxahachie, and that's going to be a fun one to watch. I think they may be, so far, the best underrated team in the conference. They're just rolling through people as well. So don't miss that. If you cannot be here live, we'd rather have you here live, but if you can't be here live, be sure to tune in to the SAGU Sports Network. Well, this is John Cookman with my broadcast partner, Mrs. Devin Webb, Kristen Urban, bringing you the courtside action, and a student crew that is so phenomenal. You just can't believe how good these kids are. Well, we bid you a good night, and may God richly bless you.